I live in a tiny shed in the wilderness, completely alone except for my cat, and my only human contact is broadcasting these stories out to the digital ghosts of the universe. And when I'm deep in a project like editing a novel, I'll go weeks without even leaving my property. This total vacuum of stimulation is good for the art, but after a little too much of it, I start to feel myself shriveling up. I'll walk out here to the edge of my property to the Mark Marion Memorial Bench, have a seat here, and gaze out at the horizon. There's so much out there, strange little mountain caverns and concrete ruins out in the desert. Barely scratched the surface of exploring out here. Recently, the adventure found me. I watched this area right here burn. I watched the fire spread across that whole area, just a wave of light. It looked like the end of the world. It looked like that climactic conclusion of everything that I've been secretly waiting for this whole time I've been out here. But until then, I like to explore the edges of it. You're gonna have to sit this one out, buddy. Into the blackest of black hills. Look at this. Total devastation. It's crazy. The ground is just completely obliterated. There's just dust, ash, really. Wow. I think that's a burned cow turd. You gotta love this settlement. Just a barbecue, a little bit of shade, and the sweet crackle of millions of volts. This is why I had such a hard time finding a patch of land to make my homestead, because all of the affordable land is these basalt cliffs on the east side of the river. And as you might guess by looking at that, you can't really drill for water through this stuff. Basalt is anti-human. It's primordial stone from a pre-life era, and it wants nothing to do with us or allowing us to exist. Found what I'd call a road less traveled. Let's see if we can get in here. A little scrapey on the back, maybe. Oh, yeah. There goes my bumper. Oh my God. So yeah, we're cruising around on the surface of planet Mercury here. Or Mordor. It looks like this road was here when the fire happened, and it just skipped over the tracks because there was nothing there to burn. Can't imagine where this is going to lead to. So here's what it led to. An impassable rocky area and the remains of an unfortunate creature. I'm assuming this is a cow. I've never felt a desolation of this degree before. This landscape it just feels unreal. It's like I'm at the end of time. The earth has been scorched by the expanding sun. This is all that's left. The 4x4 trail here seems to convert into a motorcycle or maybe foot trail. Just becomes one track. So I'm gonna walk it a little bit and just see what's on the other side. Well, our friend the dung beetles are still hard at work, so life goes on, right? Wow. Well, the trail so far leads to a large pit of very burned things, and then another pit of burned things. But it does keep going. If you are an explorer type, you know the feeling of just a little farther, just around the next bend, the next hill. It's very addicting. It's like gambling. You're just like, well, I'm sure there's nothing over there, but maybe if I just check one more turn of the trail, and that's when we hit the jackpot. This is the origin of all of human civilization, I'm sure. This compulsion. Wow, okay, it goes way up in there. I don't know if I'm ready for a hike of that magnitude. This could be a deer trail or a cow trail, but for all I know. In fact, I'm starting to think it is a cow trail, given the fact that it has no business being here and the fact that there's a dead cow over there. But one more corner. Just that bend right there. I need some sign. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a spring. I hear it gurgling. Look at that. Fresh water. And case in point, this was right after I was about to stop. Imagine how many times this has happened in human history. Someone's out in some desolate wasteland. They're about to give up. And right around the bend is the spring and the fertile valley. In the middle of this total desolation, poof, life endures. There's bugs in the air everywhere. I hear birds chirping. Just this one little patch that survived this hundreds of acres of obliteration. I love it. We will rebuild, and life goes on. Something I think about a lot, living in wildfire country, seeing places like this, is just how surreal it is that this has become normal. Just in the span of my life, this went from being an event, an emergency, to just wildfire season. It's just the thing, like every year you expect it large chunks of the landscape are going to get obliterated, and it just happens over and over and over. And there's all these, reasons that it's happening that are just too big and too diffuse for anyone to do anything about, or at least so they think. And they just kind of throw up their hands like, yep, shit's gonna burn. Wildfire season. It's been eye-opening to me to see that in such a short span of time, as opposed to the decades and decades of, thinking about climate change and all that stuff. It's like such a major shift in what's normal in the world, and we just adapted to it so fast, and no one really even talks about it that much anymore. It's just like, yeah, it's gonna happen. Kind of makes you wonder, like, how many other things we're doing that with, how many other disasters are unfolding right in front of us, and a few people grumble about it. Maybe some guy in a wilderness writes a novel about it, and then we dive into it, and on it goes, on to the next. It's not that bad. We'll get used to it, adapt and survive, and so on. Human adaptability really is a blessing and a curse. Our ability to accept and get used to any circumstance, even if it's caused by us and preventable by us. But hey, it's all good. We're chilling. We're just chilling, guys. And there's me someday, right up there. Defended their perimeter, kept the house intact. Well, everything around them died. Their yard stays green. They surveil me, surveilling them. And life goes on.